Hello guys, Metal Fan 230 here, and today let's talk about Individual Thought Patterns by Death, album number 5. Their 5th album, of course, obviously. And I think as with Human, they also it's still also about the same kinda. So, I mean, mainly this album is about I think mainly sort of the lyrical content or pretty much what the songs are about pretty much about how people are in the world, how much people in their mindsets and how they sort of react in the world, and pretty much their thoughts and stuff, hence the title, Individual Thought Patterns. And it also touches up mainly about philosophy and the human mind. I mean, basically, Chuck Schuldiner is pretty much a smart dude, and he's also a smart lyricist. He actually can write pretty damn good songs. You should give him credit for that. I mean, musically, this album sounds a lot different than I think Human. Basically, it sounds has more melodic type songs, and it's also very progressive. So I always say that's progressive, but I swear it's even more progressive. Or is that even a word, progressive? Who cares? It feels like I'm not even listening to Death at times. It feels like I'm listening to like Dream Theater or something. But it's still Death, it sounds pretty good. I mean, aside from the vocals, it sounds pretty good. Now we should also talk about the lineup for this album. I think Death has a bunch of lineup changes. This is their next lineup. Obviously, Chuck Schuldiner is always the main one on all the albums. And we also still had the bass player, Steve DiGiorgio. We also got a new guitarist by the name of Andy Larocque. Andy Larocque. He's a pretty good guitarist, I have to say. I think I might have butchered his name, but nah. Then we got a drummer who you probably know him, Gene Hoglan. If you don't know him, you probably know him when he played drums with like Testament, and pretty much plays drums with Dethklok. He's a pretty damn good drummer, I have to say. Now the production sounds pretty good, but I also want to talk about the one big critique, the big elephant in the room, which is the bass guitar by Steve DiGiorgio's bass. He plays a fretless bass on this album, of course. In fact, the bass is turned up way the fuck louder. And it sounds very distinct, the fretless bass. I mean, people either would love the sound of this album, of the tone, or they hate it, absolutely hate it. I'm kind of like, nah. When I listen to Death or thrash metal, I would want something straightforward, like the rhythmically. Obviously, this feels like the opposite of And Justice for All by Metallica, where the bass is turned down low. This time, for Individual Thought Patterns, the bass is turned up high. Like sometimes I think the bass also is sort of the low end, sort of like the concrete. So it helps sonically, makes it sound good. Without a bass, it would just sound a bit hollow or empty, but I think it should have been in the middle, where it should have been at the same level as the guitars. The bass is very prominent, but it's too prominent on this album. But other than that, this album's really good album for what it is. It's a pretty good album. But enough of that. Let's talk about these songs. Now, the album opens up with a song called Overactive Imagination. Now, right off the bat, it's good straight into it. It's very melodic and fast. And it goes by very quick, and it really starts with a bang. It just starts. I mean, it's only about 3.5 minutes, but it's a great way to open the album. Next song is called In Human Form, which is a pretty good song, I have to say, but I think feels like it's a bit forgettable a little bit, but it's still a good song, I have to say. But Yeah, yeah. Sounds pretty meh, but then it gets very strong. Good song. Next song is called Jealousy, which has a pretty good chorus in the song. The rhythm section's pretty good, but it's pretty good, I have to say, but it's also a little bit forgettable at times, but it's another good song. Next song is called Trapped in a Corner, which is a very melodic type song, and also very proggy, which is pretty good. Good song. Next song is called Nothing and Everything, which is another very catchy type song. It has a bit of a good chorus, and also has it's very sequency type song. It also has some melodic leads, and also has a bunch of other cool stuff. Good shit. Yeah, it's another good song. Then we get next song is called Mentally Blind. It's another good song. Then we get to the next song is called Individual Thought Patterns, which is the title track to this album, of course. And it's one of the more memorable songs on this album. It's another one of my favorite songs off of the Individual Thought Patterns. It's another good type song. Next song is called Destiny, and it's like, wow, this is a very, very good song I have to say. It also starts off with a very good acoustic intro, which I think this is the first album where they have acoustic guitars. I could be wrong though, but it's another good song I have to say. It starts off very slow with acoustic guitars, and it gets brutal and in your face. Yeah. Next song is called Out of Touch, which I think the intro sounds very generic, but after that it picks up very quickly, and it's a very great song. So of course, the last song on the album is probably a well-known song called The Philosopher. Now a lot of people really like this song for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, I like it as well. Mainly, it was very big back in the day. It used to be also on MTV and stuff. This is where I think Death started to get well known and sort of, I think, the mainstream. I don't know, not really mainstream, I have to say, but yeah, but it's just well known on MTV. And if you've probably seen this, this is also the first time they actually had a music video for a song. I think for this song created. It was also on Beavis and Butthead, which I like that. I still saw where they were mocking Chuck's vocals, but yeah, this is a Philosopher. It's a lot of people like this song. I like it. It's a good song. Now, overall, this is a solid album, I have to say, but it sounds a bit forgettable, I don't know, some people don't even go back to this album. To me, I feel like it's a okay album. Mainly it has its flaws. Mainly the loud bass on this album, but it should have been around the same level as the guitars. But overall, it's a good album, I have to say, to me. But I would totally would try to go back to it if anybody should if they want to. But yeah, it's a good album. Individual Thought Patterns. So anyway, I'm going to give Individual Thought Patterns by Death an 8 out of 10. Later, guys.